Hi, I'm Jessie and this is Cameron, and today we are getting ready for the holidays and our first Friendsgiving, and I am going to show you how to make the best cranberry sauce ever. It's incredibly low added sugar and we use maple syrup and we use very little because my trick is that we use a bunch of pears and an apple as the majority of the sweetener. So I have a pound of organic cranberries here that I have picked out all the icky ones, the ones that have gotten way too soft, and I've given these a good wash with vinegar and some water, and so I've given them a good rinse so they're ready to go. And like I said, that was a pound to start with. And then for that amount, I go usually for 2 good-sized pears and 1 apple. And yes, it's going to end up being a good majority of fruit to balance out the cranberry, but you're still, because we have very little added sugar, you're still going to get a lot of like the nice tartness and sweetness. So look, this is me talking and peeling at the same time. So we've got 1 pear peeled, another pear peeled, say that 3 times, that pear peeled, pear peeled.
Pear peeled, pear peeled, pear peeled, pear peeled, pear peeled.
What? Okay, so peel your pear, peel your apple. Obviously, cranberries have a ton of pectin, so it's going to make it nice and thick. Normally, we would want the peel of the apple for that added pectin, but we've got plenty in there, which is going to thicken it. Also, go for 2 organic oranges, nothing fancy, oranges. We want all of the zest from this, and then we're going to use the juice in there to get it going. So Cameron, I'm going to peel the apple, you zest the orange. We're going to be working on this. So obviously one could get out one's vegetable peeler to peel an apple, but I feel like that's one of the hallmarks of holiday baking is to see if you can peel an apple in one long curl. So I don't know why, that was just something I was doing. And then here, kid, come here. The fastest way to chunk up an apple or a pear is the same that you're going to do with the bell pepper or anything. You go 1, 2, 3, 4 around the sides and then cut up the cubes. So I'm going to work on that right now. All right, all the fruit goes in except what jumps out onto the counter, and then you just pick that up and wash it off. Okay, all the fruit goes in. Cameron has zested 2 oranges, and now we're going to squeeze all that orange juice in. And that's also going to help add to, a little bit of our base sweetness. Plus cranberries and oranges go like amazingly well. And that's the liquid we're going to start with. We're not going to add any water to start. We'll see how it goes and add water if we need. A key note is, like I said before, and like I'm going to continue to say, always get organic as often as possible. If it's available in organic, get organic. But especially if it's like the citrus where you're going to zest it, you really, really want to make sure that you're getting the organic. I always clean everything, all my produce. So I did the apples and pears. I spray it with my house kitchen cleaner, which is half vinegar, half water, and lemon oil. And then I also, the outside of citrus, I will use a little bit of baking soda and kind of scrub it a little bit and then spray it with my spray and then wash it off. Just because I'm specifically wanting all the stuff that's in the skin, but I don't want any other junk that might have been picked up in transit or stores or whatever. So, okay, I think we've just about got this all. And that's it. We're going to get this on to start simmering pretty slowly. What you're going to see happen is the cranberries are going to start kind of popping and smishing down. I cut the apples and pears in a pretty small dice because these aren't going to squish down too much. So you want them to be a nice, good-sized bundle. So we're going to start the simmering and I'll show you the update. Okay, Cameron is stirring. And you can see that they're starting to pop. There you go. And you can kind of hear the cranberries popping. So Cameron, smash it a little bit with the spoon. Yeah, there you go. So you can kind of start smashing, but see there's still a good amount of liquid in there. The apples and pears are still pretty white, so we want it to keep cooking down. So we're going to let it go a little longer. Okay, our cranberry sauce is the consistency that we like it. Everything is pretty well smooshed up. It's kind of a nice even pinky color. Now this is the time when I would add my additional sweetener. So obviously you could use honey. We're going to use maple syrup. I only start with 1/4 cup at a time. And the reason for that is that we actually like our cranberry sauce tart. I know, it's a crazy thing in America, enjoying something that's tart and kind of sour and not just sticky sweet. But think about it, with your heavy Thanksgiving feast or Christmas or whatever you're doing, you've got creamy potatoes, you've got a lot of rich stuff, and so we want something that's kind of acidic that's going to help cut through all that. All right, so I've added 1/4 cup, and I'm going to taste. I like that. I'm going to add just a wee bit more, so about another 1/8 of a cup. And now I'm going to add my essential oils to this, because as always I like to use the fresh and the oils whenever possible. So we have a really good amount of orange zest in there, but I'm adding a couple drops of our wild orange because, hello, orange and cranberry, fabulous. So that was 3 drops there. Also, this is a great opportunity to just sneak just a little bit of a spice in. So I'm going to do 1 drop of clove. Hi, baby. Just 1 drop, because we just want like a hint of spice. Come on, clove. And I happen to have a little bit of the star anise left. It was a promo, so I'm going to do 1 drop of that too, because it's amazing. But you could experiment with little oil combos in a different bowl and, you know, with a little bit of cranberry and taste and see. But I'm going to try the clove, because clove is so much stronger that it's a little bit harder to cook with sometimes. Okay, mix that in. You want to mix? Okay. All right, there you go. Mix it all up. And when we're going to set this in the fridge to cool, the pectin in the cranberries is going to help it to set to a nice thick consistency. Beautiful. Thanks, babe. We always add our essential oils to the end of a recipe. All right, we've scraped out all the beautiful bits. Smooth this. This is still pretty warm, so we want to make sure to set it in the fridge. You're also going to want to cover it with saran wrap, or if you've got something to kind of cover it, you know, go along the surface, because it will get a little bit of a skin, which isn't pleasant. And to make things beautiful, I don't believe in unnecessary garnishes, but I did some supremes of little bitty tangerines that we got from the farmer's market. These little tangerines, and so we're just going to make it decorative. I hope... Melissa, you got it? She pulled out this very much. Okay, thank you, baby. All right, I hope y'all enjoy this as much as we do. Very happy holidays to you. And yeah, give me comments. Let me know what you think about this recipe. Thanks.